Two people seriously hurt after suffering stab wounds following the Pride Parade in downtown Fargo. This happened yesterday.
Fargo police were called to the scene at the corner of Broadway and 4th Avenue North shortly after 3:30 yesterday afternoon. Police say several people, all of whom knew each other, got into a physical fight where the two people were stabbed.
The suspect has been identified as 35-year-old Michael Hertow. He was arrested for 2 counts of attempted murder.
That stabbing happened as the FM Pride Parade was wrapping up in downtown Fargo, but police say this incident is not believed to be related to the Pride